Good day, everyone. Today we have Calvin Chen in our channel. So Calvin Chen is the #1 real estate agent in Buxton region in Victoria, and also top 10 in Victoria, and also #1 in Buxton. One of the youngest and $1 million above revenue real estate agent here. Funny enough that real estate agent and mortgage broker is a top 10 untrustworthy profession in Australia, and we're here to share Calvin's experience today. Welcome, Calvin.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom. Thank you for that beautiful introduction.
Funny enough that actually we went to uni together, and then we, at the time we established the student society together. Kane's still around today.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Calvin disappeared for a few years, did an internship working in China, and then disappeared for a few years, and then suddenly come back in front of me as the #1 agent. Yeah. So what happened there, and then what inspired you to become a real estate agent?
Okay, so obviously I met Tom in uni. I didn't do very well in uni, so my grades, grades weren't very good. So after I graduated, there was not many graduate jobs lining up for me. I was wanting to hire Calvin Chen. So I decided that I'll go overseas and try my luck over there. But because of culture, language, it didn't really work out. So I came back to Australia, unemployed, nothing to do. So started hanging out with friends that I grew up with, and wasn't really doing anything. So I was unemployed at that time, and probably going down the wrong path, because when you have too much time in your hands, partying all the time, hanging with the wrong people, I was probably going down towards a dark path, I would say. But fortunately, I had a girlfriend who's my wife at that time. She, she believed in me. She knew that deep down I'm a good person and trusted me. So I said I'm responsible obviously for her as well. And I decided that I would smarten up and try and find a career. And probably due to a lack of options, I decided to go into real estate. So
your friend invited, you mentioned your friend invited to real estate, have a try.
Correct.
And before that, Calvin also tried personal training.
Yes.
For gym. For a little while.
Yeah. So I still gym regularly at the moment, but I had a friend working as a personal trainer, doing very well, making a lot of money. So that's probably what shifted me towards that. But I tried out at Fitness First, and again wasn't for me. And I had my best friend was working at the current company I'm working at, Buxton. He got me into the company. As you know, the barrier of entry at that time for real estate agents was quite low. So I told myself, let's give it a shot. Let's try it for 6 months. Do exactly what they tell you to do. If it works out, it works out. If you don't,
and then
like
become
it,
#1.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't like it, you can try something else.
Fantastic. So it seems like successful people always have this habit of getting into gym regularly, keep themselves fit. So Calvin is one example. So tell us a little bit more, if you don't mind, the secret to become #1 in your industry. And it's very competitive, I have to say.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I think with real estate, it's not rocket science. Everyone knows what they need to do. It's just about connecting with more people for a longer period of time. So, the person who makes the most calls wins in real estate, really. But there are obviously certain things that you can do to increase your chances. And when I first started out, because I had no knowledge of real estate, so I just said, listen to your director, your principal, whatever they tell you to do, just do that. Don't question it. So I think one of the things that I had was open mind. I was coachable, which was good.
And it seems like he's a very good coach.
Yeah, hopefully. But and then obviously hard work. Just every possible minute that you had, just work on your craft and work hard.
So tell us a little bit about, in the past few years, your career, any mistake you made you may not regret, and then you can advise the more junior real estate agents?
Yeah. So when I first started out, I was I was working under another director, and you know, I think some of the things that he taught me was probably not the right way. So I think having a good mentor, having a good leader is very important because they'll show you what to do and what's right to do and what's wrong to do. But sometimes when you have, someone who's not the right with the right character, that can hurt your chances, and your journey can take a little bit longer. Um, and so, yeah, I did make some mistakes along the way, but I was working hard, and I think at the start I didn't really have a system. I wasn't very organized, but I was very hardworking, so I was just smashing away every day. But I think I
More
could,
than 8 hours a day.
yeah, so definitely more than 8 hours a day. And actually, I'm probably working harder now than I've ever have in my career. So
Even working harder after
yeah,
you become number one.
yeah.
Gonna
So
keep your position there.
yeah, keep my position. So the pressure's on. Before I was number one, I wasn't expecting to win number one, but now I'm number one. There's that pressure to try and maintain and get better every year.
Being a real estate agent, apparently you need to work for long hours. People, a lot of people, they tend to only open the conversation after their work hours, which will be after 5.
Yeah.
And a lot of auction are not just over Saturday now; it's even Sunday auction.
Yeah, correct.
So you have very 24/7
Yeah.
work schedule.
Yeah,
So
correct.
how do you balance your work-life balance, especially you have young babies now?
So one thing that's very important is having a supportive partner. So she's very understanding. So I've got 2 kids at the moment, 2 young kids. So for example, we're doing this interview at the moment, so at 6 o'clock. I've actually got an appointment with a client at 6:30.
Wow.
So after this interview, I'll go and meet them. They're looking to sell their house, and then I'll go home. So most of the time, that caregiving is done by my wife. So yeah, very important that she's supportive, understands that we're working long hours, but we're in this together. But she's also keeping me very grounded because I feel if she was not there, I'll probably be working 24/7. So, for example, she's made me set some boundaries as well with work. Like for example, put the phone away when you get home or when you're having dinner on Sunday. So Sunday's family day. So I try not to work on Sunday, and every second Friday she'll make me take the afternoon off so I can have some time with the kids and her. So I find that's a good balance as well.
So what's the other secret of winning the clients? Why are they willing to give their listing to you as a young starters? You looks young, you looks like you don't have experience. And even, as majority in Australia, we are the minority, you're Asian. Why should I give my house to you to trust you that you will take care of my most valuable asset?
Sure. Well, I think one of the advantages that we do have is that, there is a lot of buyers coming from different backgrounds. So being multilingual, so, I can speak Cantonese, Mandarin, English, that is definitely beneficial. We can say, we can connect with a broader, more diverse marketplace. So that's helpful. Also, when you're young, you've got an advantage, especially when you're first starting out, you've got time on your hands. So, you can say, the busier agents or the more established agents will have less time to concentrate on your property and your listing. Obviously, now that I'm probably now on the other side,
Yes.
so I'm getting a lot of agents saying that about me. So, time organization is very important. One thing that has really helped me with my career is that I don't drink alcohol anymore. So I used to drink a lot during uni and after uni, but
That's the impression about you in uni. Yes.
So yeah, I remember I used to drink during not during class, but like in between classes, we'll go to the bar. Take the day off, go to the bar. But I've stopped that, and that gives me so much more energy. You don't get hangovers anymore.
As a good role model.
Yeah, so you can pretty much work all the time.
So any advice for the young people out there, especially they looking at starting real estate agent career as you as well?
I think you got to think about it more from a long-term perspective. Don't expect to make money in the first year or maybe 2 years. So you got to put your head down, work hard for a period of time. And I've seen some people coming through my company. They always want to see, what am I going to get out of this? What can the company give me? What can this client give me before they try and establish that relationship? But what I would say is you need to provide the value first. Provide the value to your client, provide the value to your company first. And once you've done that, people will see the value that you've provided, and you're going to get so much more in return. Instead of, a lot of people nowadays have more entitlement mentality. It's
Yes.
like, what can I get from this? But when I joined this company, I've never asked for a pay rise, for example. I never said, hey, you should give me more money.
I think they don't want to lose you.
Because my mentality is, if I work hard, I work well, the companies won't want to lose me. They're going to treat me fair and accordingly. If they don't, then obviously someone else will. So that's probably my advice. Once you deliver the results, no one wants to see you leave.
Just work hard, no secret.
Yeah, no secret.
What would you say your best memory, or the things you probably learned the most from uni, or you regret that it's affecting your career, contributing to your career now?
Uni didn't really bring that much to me, I would say. It was great to make friends and a lot of fun memories, but I would, sometimes I think about, I should have just, graduated from high school, 18 years old. If I jumped into real estate, how much more money, or where would I be in my career if I started earlier? But again, maybe I wouldn't have been as mature enough to handle all that responsibility.
Right.
Now I'm much more responsible, very careful how I spend my money, etc.
So what makes you, Calvin Chen, and what makes your team different from other agents? If I were a vendor who want to list my property to sell, or if I were another candidate who may want to start a real estate agent career, why should I choose you and your team?
Look, so real estate is a service-based industry. So whoever's giving the best service, getting the best outcomes, is getting more business. So, for example, one thing I do is, my business is kind of 24/7. Although obviously I'm sleeping in between, but if clients are emailing me, calling me after hours, I'm responsive. So I'm not gonna disappear for the weekend. You're not gonna hear from me for 2-3 days. If I miss your call, I'll always call you back.
It's actually a very personal service.
Yeah, it's very personal. So and real estate is very competitive. There's always 3 or 4 agents competing for the business. So and it's only probably you always win a listing by a small margin. So what are those small things that you can do that shows your client that you care and that you want to get a better outcome for them? So
it's all about adding value to the customer, care about the client, as if that's your property.
Correct. So communication. So just think about, when was the last time you received very good service? That's the service that we want to provide to our clients.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Calvin.
Okay.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic.
No worries.